This video will show teachers and students how they can use the Preview app on their iPad. This iPad app is available on iPad OS 26, and it has a few very useful functions. If I were to quickly sum up the Preview app, it's a great tool for writing on PDFs as well as scanning and creating new documents. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just open up a PDF from a different source. So I've got a Canvas document here. I'm going to click on my little arrow up here, and you'll see that the Preview app is one of the places that I can open that into. When I open it in here, it's going to ask me right away if I want to use the autofill setting, which can be found right up here. When you click on it, what it does is it looks for places on your document that you could potentially want to type in. So you notice that if I click here, it brings up my keyboard, and it might even give me a suggestion on what I should type in that box. And then as I go down here, you'll notice it's not always perfect. There are some spots where it highlighted with a blue box here where you could type, but you can see all of the spaces down below that you likely did want to type. It did a pretty good job of recognizing where those are. And of course, if it doesn't highlight a spot that you do want to type, you always have the option to add a text box. So I'm going to turn this off for right now, and I'm going to point out the next few tools that you can use. You'll notice that we've got these markup tools right here. So if you click on that, it's going to open up some tools along the bottom. You have a marker, a fine tip marker, a highlighter, an eraser, a lasso tool, which allows you to select and move objects around that you've drawn on the screen, and a ruler to help you draw straight lines. You can, of course, also change the colors on all of the things that you draw as well. If you click on the plus sign, you've got a few options. You can add a sticker, which when you open this up, it will open up either the stickers that you have on your iPad or emojis. You can add a text box, you can add a signature, you can add a shape, or you can add a loop, which is a kind of magnifier. When I click on the three dots over here, I've got a few different settings that I can open up. I can click on where it says auto minimize, and what that does is the markup tools automatically minimize when I'm not using them, and then I can click on it to bring it back up. I can draw with my finger, which most people are going to be using on their iPads unless they have a pencil, which the pencil settings are here as well. You may want to turn on the auto refine handwriting if you find that it's difficult to write on an iPad screen. So turn that on and it will automatically make your handwriting look just a little bit better. And it will also do spell check on your handwritten words as well if you have that setting on. So I'm going to just show you really quick what I can do with this tool. I'm going to go down to this box here. I'm going to click on the plus sign and add text. Then I get this little box here and I can move it around. I can stretch it as wide as I need it to. And again, I can easily move it around. If I click on this little A here, I get a number of different options. I can make my text smaller, bigger, change the colors, the fonts, change the alignment, all of those different things. When I click on it, I have the ability to write. If I want to move that text around, I like using the lasso tool because then I can just draw a little circle around what I want to move, and then it will give me the option to move it around on the screen. And I can also delete it as well. Now we're going to go along the top, just so you know what those features are. This was that autofill feature. So again, if I click on that, it's going to give all my boxes. It's going to put all those blue boxes in so I can start typing. If I hit the rectangle option here, what it allows me to do is select different parts of my document. And if I really want to, I can crop them. So it will change the size of my document. If I need to rotate my document because it didn't come through quite the way I wanted, I can click on this. If I want to see some information about my document, I can see the file name here, what kind of document it is, how big it is, all of this information here. Click on the I to get rid of that. I've got my arrow, so I can open this into other apps or save it in other locations. I've got a search function, so if I search for a word, it will show me in the document where that word is located. And then I also have a few more options over here, rotating, undoing, all of those things. Next, we're going to look over here on the sidebar, which I can hide by clicking this little icon here. I can click on the three little dots over any page, rotate it, crop it, insert another blank page, insert another file in here. So if I want to combine two PDFs together, I could scan a single page in, or I could delete a page if I don't need it. You also can rearrange the pages that you have as well by grabbing the first page, and then you can drag it down. And you'll see now that the first page is actually at the end. I want to move it, I drag it back up to the top. If I make a mistake, I can always go over here and click undo. Now that we've edited a PDF that we already had, let's scan in a new document, which I think is another really useful feature of this in case you need to sign a document, or if you just want to have a digital copy of a worksheet that you have, you can use this feature. So I'm going to back out of my note here, and I'm going to click on where it says scan documents. I'm just going to hold this document over my camera. I can do multiple pages as well. If I click on it, I can see what each scan looks like. If I notice that maybe it looks a little bit stretched out in one direction or another, I've got some tools along the bottom here that help me. So I can click and drag to get it to the right spot on each corner. And when I'm done, I click the check mark. I can look at both pages. I can filter them as well if I just want it to be a black and white copy. I can rotate them or delete a page. All right, so now I'm done scanning. I'm going to click on the check mark. It's going to open up my document. And again, I have all the same markup tools. I could try using the autofill here as well. And you can see here that it does a pretty good job of selecting the spots that I could potentially be typing in. And then, of course, I always have my markup tools that I can use as well. So that's how to use the Preview app on iPadOS 26.